Excel is one of the few skills where people quietly earn high incomes every year, all without having a degree and without being a math genius. The best part? You can earn money with the Excel skills you already have, no matter your experience level. But before we jump into job roles and platforms, let's step back and ask the big question, do I qualify? So to answer that, we need to break down how Excel really works and where your skills fit. Because if you take the time to inventory your Excel skills, you might realize you know more than you think. You see, the key to learning Excel is to recognize there is no such thing as basic, intermediate, and advanced Excel. Excel is just one big bundle of topics, and the order in which you learn them simply does not matter. Granted, some topics may take longer to learn and they have their own nuances, but Excel is really just a grab bag of unrelated concepts. For example, data validation and conditional formatting is much easier to get your mind around than, say, the indirect function or dynamic arrays. But if you adopt the mindset that there's no strict learning order in Excel, Excel gets a lot easier. Learning Excel is really about your ability to pick up new concepts. Think of Excel as a buffet. You can take things in any order you want. Make sure you stick around because at the end of the video, we'll give you some resources where you can go to learn Excel for free. But now, let's keep moving. Now that you understand how Excel works, let's take a look at some specific job roles and the skills you'll need for each one, starting with the roles that are simple, yet are in high demand. Examples of these roles include administrative assistant, data entry specialist, and reporting assistant. Roles like this typically pay between $15 and $25 an hour, or between $30 and $50K annually. For the administrative role, the Excel skills to focus on include being able to create simple formulas like add, subtract, multiply, divide, plus being able to use functions like the sum and the average, being able to build simple charts, printing sheets, and formatting. For data entry roles, some of the Excel skills you need to know are how to add content into Excel, how to clean data, being able to sort and filter, being able to work with such functions like the sum and the average, knowing how to use find and replace, and how to use data validation. With a reporting assistant, you'll want to focus on topics like being able to build pivot tables, know how to create charts, know how to format reports, know how to connect to data sources, and how to use functions like VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. Moving on to roles that pay between $25 and $45 an hour, or you can make between $50 and $80K annually, some in-demand jobs to look at include junior data analyst, reporting analyst, and business analyst. The Excel skills a junior data analyst should have include being able to build pivot tables and pivot charts, being able to work with functions like XLOOKUP, index, match, if, COUNTIF, and SUMIF, being able to clean data and create simple dashboards. If you go for a reporting analyst role, you should be able to build pivot tables, make dashboards, be familiar with Power Query, Power Pivot, and know how to create simple data models. If you go for a business analyst job, some important topics to know include functions like ifs or if-s, SUMIFs, COUNTIFs, index, match, XLOOKUP, being able to build array formulas, knowing how to use Power Query, being able to clean and transform data, being able to build data models, creating dashboards with KPIs, and scenario analysis. Next up are roles that pay between $50 and $80 an hour, with salaries ranging between $80 and $150K. Some of the in-demand roles include financial analyst and senior data analyst. The Excel skills to focus on for financial analyst roles include being able to build financial models in Excel, forecasting, budgeting, functions like SUMIF, if, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, PV or present value, FV or future value, NPV or net present value, IRR, internal rate of return, being able to do date calculations, also knowing how to use Power Query and Power Pivot, knowing how to work with scenarios and sensitivity analysis. Senior data analysts should be familiar with building pivot tables using multiple data sources, building dashboards, using functions like index, match, and XLOOKUP. You know how to work with dynamic arrays. You can work with Power Query, and being familiar with automated solutions. But you may be wondering where AI fits into all these job roles, and allow me to suggest they're applicable all across the board. It's no secret that AI is impacting the workforce, so no matter what role you're targeting, take some time to learn Copilot, and for bonus points, check out the Excel Labs add-in. All right, but what if you choose to go the freelance route? Well, things can change since the amount of money you can make really depends on how much you're willing to hustle, your negotiation skills for a pay rate, the amount of time you can dedicate, and how fast you can complete projects. Some platforms to consider include Upwork, and that's a freelancing platform where you can look for Excel gigs. Fiverr is another platform that lets you offer services. LinkedIn, as you most likely know, is a professional networking site where you can search for jobs along with contract work. And let's not forget our good friend Craigslist, because you can find Excel gigs there too. Granted, there are a lot more platforms out there, but quite honestly, I'm fully aware that these platforms are very polarizing and they do get mixed reviews. You'll have to decide if posting on these sites is worth it. Now, the key to finding work on these platforms is discoverability and optimizing your profile. You want to use keywords that match what people are searching for to find your services, not how you describe your work. Moving on to doing independent work. If you're willing to knock on doors, you can build your own client base and completely bypass the freelance sites. For example, building a spreadsheet for clients, you can charge between $25 and $40 an hour. Likewise, you can charge for Excel consulting services for small and medium-sized businesses, and you can get between $70 to $100 per hour. If you want to learn Excel, there are plenty of places you can learn for free. For starters, and pardon the cheap plug, I put together a free 3-hour Excel course that's geared for people who are looking to get Excel skills that get employers' attention. Next, if you choose to learn on YouTube, there are plenty of great resources out there. My suggestion would be to search for the courses that are several hours long, like 6 to 8 hours or longer, because they'll really cover all you'll need. But if you're not into YouTube University, sites like Coursera offer courses on Excel. And if you live in the States, you can get LinkedIn Learning for free by going through your local library. You can learn more about how that works in a linked video below. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment. And now here's another video for you.